Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. As y'all can see today, I'm back with another motherfucking story time. Now this story time is like real crazy. I feel weird that I'm even like telling y'all this story because Lord knows I put this in the back crevices of my mind, bro. Like, I'm gonna put a disclaimer on the video though. I do not like condone violence. I don't perpetuate violence. Like, I'm not a violent person. I'm perfectly proud and happy to say that I came from a certain place and like grew into a different mindset. Anyway, we gonna get into this video. All right, so y'all, this took place when I was in first grade. So there was this girl who had like just came to my class. I'm gonna come up with a code name because like I honestly remember her name and I don't want to say it. So let me see. We're gonna call her Gina. Okay. In first grade, like nobody really messed with me. Everybody was really chill and nice, so I never had like no problems with anybody when I was in school. But Gina come to our class. Now I don't particularly remember what time of year this was that she got to our school. She got there pretty late because I was like really comfortable like in my class and everything like that. Like everybody was really nice, like I said. She gets to my class in school, like we would kind of talk or whatever. Like she seemed kind of cool. Not enough to where I would like question who she was or anything like that. You don't really know who you like or like what you don't like in a person, so there was that. Come to find out, she lived like a couple blocks from my house. I lived at the edge of the street and like the road coming into like my neighborhood. Her little thing was like closed off over there. If you go like a block over into like the closed off part of the neighborhood, that's where like she lived at. I was riding a bus home and like I was like, oh, okay, like your stop is like, her stop was right after mine, but we rode the same bus. We would like hang out sometimes like after school or whatever. I was a real outdoorsy kid, so I was outside all of the time. So now, mind you, like in my neighborhood, I was kind of like a tomboy. I did not hang out with pretty much any girls. Like I had two guy best friends and that's pretty much who I hung out with. So me and Gina had linked up one day, right? We were hanging outside. Now mind you, the girls that lived in my neighborhood like not only like didn't hang out with me, like they genuinely did not like me. For whatever reason, like I feel like it was because I kind of just stayed to myself. This particular time, these are like the older girls that lived in my neighborhood. The girls was like clicked up and I really didn't know her like that. Or I really hung out with her just because like we went to school together. Anyway, one day we're like outside in the neighborhood kicking it and all of this. I was a sweet kid. Like I was always a sweet person. A little crazy, but that's okay because we all like got our little crazy going on. It's okay. I remember we were like in the middle of the street or something and she was like, y'all help me plan out my birthday. Like I don't know what I want to do for my birthday. So I was like, all right, shit, like I'm gonna help you plan out your birthday, shorty. Like, you asking me? No, that's not what happened. She's talking to the girls and she's like, yeah, y'all come over here, like y'all come tell me whatever. And like I said, me being the sweet person that I am, really didn't think that much about it because I don't hang out with a lot of girls. It was shady, but I was like, no reason to be like second guessing it. Dumb. Shorty's like, okay, like not you. She was like, I'm gonna just talk to them about it. And I was like, okay, then like why the fuck did you ask all of us to like help you plan out your birthday if I wasn't even a part of helping you plan? Like that's weird. But I'm like, okay. So I go to the other end of the street and I'm just like sitting there twiddling my thumb. She's like, oh yeah, so that's what we're gonna do, y'all, right? And they were all like, yeah. I should have left in, but that's okay. So anyway, she come back and she's like, oh yeah, now mind you, where her house is closed off from what you can see from my house. I'm like, okay. So we like go around the block going to like her part of the neighborhood, whatever. We're in her backyard like chilling and the girls were like, okay, now we're gonna go Backstory about what's about to happen. There are these two sisters that live in my neighborhood. They lived in like the like wealthier side of my neighborhood. It was two sisters and I used to like be friends with them when I had like first moved there or whatever. We got into it with her brother and all this one day and like all of a sudden like we stopped hanging out. So her little sister is like 5. There was an older sister. The older sister was 7 because I remember she was a year older than me. Like, she would go around the neighborhood like spreading stupid ass rumors about me because like her brother like didn't like me. So back to the story. So the group of older girls that don't like me were like, oh yeah, we're gonna leave, we're gonna go get so and so. Or they didn't say they were gonna go get so and so. They just was like, all right, we're just gonna be right back. So they came back or whatever, and I remember we were in the yard doing something. They come back and they got the little girl who like don't like me, who was like spreading all the rumors about me. Gina runs over there and is like huddled up talking to them, and I'm just like, what's she over here for? I already don't really like y'all, so what is she over here for? They turn around and Gina has the motherfucking nerve, the audacity to be like, we want to fight you. And this bitch gonna say, yeah. I was like, what did I do to you for you want to fight? And she gonna have the motherfucking nerve to be like, we just want to see if you want to fight. I was like, what y'all want to fight me for? So it was like, all right. So I was like, okay, like, I guess we gonna fight. The older girl was like, you and Gina can fight first. Like, I want a fair fight. No hair pulling. Y'all post up. Da, 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 da. So I post up and like, really, I felt like I was kind of out of my element. I was just blindsided. Like, I really genuinely was. Me and Gina starts fighting, and really all she's doing is like pulling hair, and I was just pushing her. So I end up on the ground. Now mind you, Gina a little thick or whatever. Back in the day, like, I was like the size of my arm, and I'm really not even playing. Like, my legs was like this big, if not smaller. Like, this is really thick me. Quit playing. Like, little girl jumps, I don't even remember her name. We gotta give her a name though. I'm gonna call her Salty. Salty gonna come over there, and she like jumped in the fight. Pretty much they like jumped me, and that's how it like switched off. So she jumped me, they jumped me or whatever, and Gina like moves, but at that point like I was like on the ground just covering my face, and she was literally just like pulling my hair, hitting me in the back of my head, and I was just sitting there like, this shit is ghetto. I just got up and they were like, oh, okay, like it was a fair fight, da 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 da. And I was like, and I just walked away like without saying shit because y'all are lame. So I go home, right? And like, mind you, back in the day, like the old Alani, if you did some shit like that to me and I didn't say anything immediately on the spot, please do not think that I had forgotten it. I'm just plotting my revenge to get you back 10 times harder than you thought you were gonna get me. So that's what I did. I was like plotting this whole little thing to get Shorty back because I was like, you think I'm going out like that? For real? That's the last ones that you gonna see with me? No. So this one day, right, we end up at the lake. Now, mind you, like I said, Gina was like weird, but she loved being in boys' face. Who's the girl who hangs out with none but boys? So my homeboys like always have my back. So I pretty much told them like, oh yeah, go get her from her house and tell her that y'all like over here at the lake or whatever. So we had a lake. It was really like a pond. And when I say pond, I don't mean like nothing that was that big. It was a pond, like a large size pond, but like technically it was not a lake. Like that's what it was called, was a pond. We used to like play in there all the time. So we were over there one day, right? And that's pretty much what I told my best friends, like lure her over here. So they did, and we're like swimming in there. And she pulls up with 2 girls, and it was like a white girl with like blonde hair, and then this little chubby Mexican girl. And I guess they like lived over on her side of the neighborhood. I wouldn't know, never seen them before. They're like her little friends or whatever. I don't really remember. I think the white girl ended up leaving. Yeah, she ended up leaving. Anyway, so we're at the lake and like all of my homeboys there. She's like all trying to be all in their face or whatever. And we're like, oh yeah, we swimming. You want to swim? And she was like, no, I don't really swim. Da, 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 da. So we had like a dock on our pond. So she was standing on a dock with her little friend. And I remember I had on like a red shirt and some shorts. And like I was jumping in the water. We was swimming, having fun, whatever. Now mind you, like the dock and like how the pond wasn't that deep. Like where the dock was, like if you could swim or float a little bit, or like at least if you was a little bit tall, like you would have still been able to like walk in there, walk in and walk out. we're playing at the dock or whatever, and I'm just playing it cool with her, and she's playing it cool with me. So I jump in, and I was like, oh, you want to get in? You getting in? And she was like, no. And I was like, is your friend getting in? And her friend was like, no, not if she's not getting in. You know, playing a little friend card because she don't really know us. So I was like, oh yeah, that's okay. So I got back out the water, right? And so I got back out the water, and tell me why I pushed her in. And then I jumped in on top of her. And I was pretty much just like shoving her. Like I was just shoving her in, like hitting her all in her face, like shoving her in. And she was going under. I'm not gonna lie. Like she was sipping a little bit of water. Some nasty ass water to be slipping. But I was just jumping up, like, cause I was ready. Like, you gonna do me like that after I didn't do nothing to you? So I'm gonna give you something to like feel some type of way about, cause I'm not even that type of person. But you really had it coming after that. Cause like, not only did you try to fight me, like you got somebody who you know good and well that I did not like to try to jump me. Her friend go help her out the water, and she just crying, like just bawling, crying. And just walked home all sopping wet in her little jeans, little yuck. Because like, girl, you have a horrible spirit. Like, who does that to people? You have a horrible spirit. We could have probably still been friends to this day. No, we probably couldn't, but like, anyway. She like walked home all soaking wet. Now, mind you, I did not forget about the little shorty. I never saw Gina again though. Like I don't remember ever seeing her once ever again. Like I don't know if I even saw her at school. I don't remember seeing this girl again. Like that's what I mean. Like I said, I did not forget about the little shorty. Like I still remember you. And like I said, like even if I can't get my twos with you again, you got a sister that's 7. She a year older than me, and I would definitely get my twos with her. So I don't see her that often. Like I said, she lived on the farther side of my neighborhood. But I know what got her out her house, because I knew people talked over there. I don't know, I was like talking crap about her, like, oh yeah, I want to fight her, I want to see her, like she gonna have to meet with me, all of this, like I could beat her up, da 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 da. And she was like the one with the little mouthpiece. Her older sister was honestly like way sweeter than her, but she was the one with the little mouthpiece. So her sister's like, that's not even what happened. So anyway, eventually, bro, this is probably like weeks after that incident with me and the other girl happened. I'm at home chilling, and I just hear a knock at the door, and I'm just like, who at the door? So I go to the door, and I see that it's Shorty. Backstory. So when I was a kid, like before I ever learned how to bike or anything like that, I could rollerblade. I had the coolest rollerblades ever because like my wheels could detach, and like you like click the latch at the back, and like the spikes that would like attach the wheels to the shoe, like the shoe of the skate would like straight up detach. Not detach, but like fold in, and you could rock them as shoes. I'm rollerblading all the time. Now mind you, I know this about my skates. So I see her at the door. Now my garage door was like right next to my door. Like I reach in and open the garage door, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get the skates out, like since she want to play with me. In my head, like I was like, I could just hit her with the skate. But then I was like, nah, because the skates got the spike if you take the wheels off. I take the wheels off, bro. And I just open the door like with the skate like in my hand. And I'm holding it down. Like I'm not holding it up like a weapon as soon as I open the door. Because I don't know what Shorty really came over here for. She could have came over here to confront me, and that would have been it. I wouldn't know. Shorty's like, she like, oh yeah, like you saying this and this and this about my sister. Da 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 da. And her sister, mind you, is standing at the end of the driveway. The one who actually, like, if you was that bold to do all of that, like, you must have came over here with intentions of jumping me, because when it's just me, like, you at the end of the driveway. You not up bucking none of the stuff that you was just bucking. I was like, bro, I don't care about none of that. Like, I'm getting my licks with your sister, so, like, you can back up or get hit, too. And mind you, if it would have just been her and, like, I wouldn't have opened the door or whatever, like, I would have never seen her sister standing way at the end of my driveway. But you wanted me to open the door, so that's what I did. She was like, oh no, like y'all not fighting, da da da. And I just remember I was getting into a screaming match. What was weird about this is like, I don't remember seeing anybody around, like, but there was trees and like the side of everything, like all around my house. So there really could have been, they really could have brought people over there and had them hiding. I really wouldn't have known. But I did not see nobody, like, at all. Like, I don't remember seeing nobody outside as this was happening, which is weird as hell, because it was usually always people out of my neighborhood. Like, in neighborhoods back in the day, it was always people outside. So Shorty's sister starts getting all loud, not realizing, like, I got this whole skate in my hand with, like, spikes sticking up out of it. Like, you better really choose your battles wisely. So clearly she did not. So at this point, I'm screaming back at her, and her sister's like screaming in the background. So I start going after the sister, and she was like, oh no, like, you're not going after my sister, da 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 da. And she grabs me. That's what she fucked up. Cause I took the skate and I literally just hit her upside the head with it and was like, just, and she fell down and was just kind of, which is understandable. I'm not even mad at you for doing them like that, because I would have been doing the same thing. So Shorty, like, she's just on the ground and I'm still going after the sister because I'm all in her face like da 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 da. She gets up, Shorty gets up, and they're both like yelling at me. Girl, why did I run and get the skate and just throw it at both of them? But at this point, I'm not gonna lie, like, I didn't throw it dead at their face because it was like they were facing me, but I did throw it, and it did hit both of them. But they was just arguing. I was like, get off of my driveway, get off of my driveway, like, I don't care, I'll go get my people, like, get off of my driveway. And they was like, we'll go get our people, da 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 da. And I'm just like, girl, like, y'all not even about all of that. Y'all not even about all of that. Now, mind you, her sister looks real disoriented, like, at the moment. Oddly. Because I feel like you got a hard head. Like, you good. But she really did look kind of disoriented. But that's okay, because, like, you don't mess with me. And if I got twos with your sister, I got twos with your sister. So either let us squat it out, or, like, you gonna be in the middle of it. And that's exactly what happened. But I don't even think, like, I ever honestly got a lick back on the little girl. And surprisingly enough, again, I never saw either one of them again. And they might have moved. They might have just never came to my part of the neighborhood again. I couldn't tell you what it was, but, like, never saw them again. And honestly, at that point in time, like, a lot of people tried me a lot. And I had that happen, like, a lot throughout my life. Because whether or not it was because I was skinny, sweet, or because I just stopped growing a lot earlier than everybody and just ended up short. Like, people that always picked on me, like, tried to, like, nitpick. And because I'm a sweet person, like, I don't really mess with nobody. So, like, and every single time people get me to the point of doing that, now nobody want to fuck with me no more. Now everybody want to be my friend. And, like, even the older girls, like, they wanted to be my friend after that. And I was just like, bitch, no. Like, I'm still not friends with y'all. Like, I still ain't forget the shit that y'all did. The only reason that I wanted to fight her is because of y'all. Y'all, like, 3-4 years older than me and still engaging in that messy, weird-ass shit. So I was just like, with everybody. And I was still clicked up with my homeboys because I cannot tell you how many girlfriend relationships that I had back then that, like, burned because girls are just weird. And that's honestly has happened, like, my whole life. Like, I've always just thought that girls were, like, weird. And I feel like now, like, I'm finally at the point where I have a good group of girlfriends. But that's pretty much the moral of this story. Like, if some sketchy stuff happen, if females doing sketchy stuff to you, stay from around them. They're plotting on you. Stay from around them. Like, it don't matter how good of a friend it is to you. If she sit up there and talk about people that she hang out with and all of that to you, that is not your friend. She doing it to you, like, behind your back to somebody else. And that's that on that. That is my first fight story, y'all. That was, like, my first fight that I could honestly, like, vividly remember, that I can say. But, girl, bad. But I never saw either one of them again, so whatever happened worked, clearly. I see y'all in my next video. Much love and much light.